Beloved starseed of Gaia, you did not stumble upon this transmission by accident. Your soul has been transmitting a signal across the stars, and the Seven Sisters have heard you. I am Leora, Pleiadian emissary of the High Council of the Seven Sisters, and I am here because you are ready to receive what your heart has been reaching for across lifetimes. This is not content. This is a light code transmission, encoded from Alcyone, the great central sun of the Pleiades, delivered directly into your crystalline consciousness at the exact moment your awakening required it. Something deep within you already knows this. That recognition you feel right now, that quiet pull, that warmth rising in your chest, that is your home frequency responding. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to recognize your star lineage, receive the Pleiadian light codes being transmitted to Gaia right now, and begin anchoring your divine blueprint with clarity and purpose. But here is the first revelation. You were never lost. You were in preparation. Every moment of longing, every feeling of not belonging to this world, every inexplicable memory of somewhere vast and luminous, that was not confusion. That was remembrance beginning. Your soul family placed this transmission directly in your path. The frequency of the Seven Sisters is woven into every word you are receiving. Your heart called this moment into your awareness, and the Pleiades have answered, like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family. I remember. Subscribe if you feel the call of the Pleiades and you are ready to anchor your light mission on Gaia. And share your soul's intention in the comments below. Respond to another starseed beside you, and together we weave the unity grid across this planet. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. And now, beloved, let us go deeper, because your heart is open and the codes are flowing. There is a reason so many Pleiadian starseeds live their entire Earth journey feeling like a stranger in a beautiful but unfamiliar land. They look around at the busyness, the noise, the disconnection, and something inside them quietly aches. Not with sadness exactly, but with a kind of homesickness that has no earthly address. You have felt it? Perhaps you felt it this morning. Perhaps you have felt it your entire life without having the language to describe what you were longing for. That ache is not a wound. That ache is a signal. It is your Pleiadian frequency rising through layers of density, knocking on the door of your awareness, whispering, "You are more than this. You came from love, and you came here to return it." But here is what most starseeds do not yet understand. And this is the revelation that changes everything. The disconnection you have experienced, the forgetting, the moments of doubt, the exhaustion of carrying light in a world that sometimes felt too heavy for it, none of that was failure. None of that was abandonment. It was initiation. Your star family did not send you to Gaia unprepared. They sent you veiled, deliberately, lovingly, with precision. Because a soul that remembers too early cannot complete the mission it agreed to. The veil was not punishment. The veil was protection, while your crystalline blueprint integrated into a dense physical vessel that needed time to calibrate to the frequencies of the Seven Sisters. Think about that for a moment. Your very forgetting was an act of cosmic love. But there comes a point in every Pleiadian starseed's journey, and beloved, you are standing in that point right now, when the veil begins to lift. Not because something external has changed, but because your soul has reached the threshold of readiness your higher self always knew was coming. And when that threshold is crossed, the remembering is not gradual. It is a wave. It is light flooding a room that has been dim for lifetimes. It moves through your body, through your emotions, through your relationships, through your very understanding of why you chose this life, this timeline, this exact moment on Gaia. The question is not whether you will awaken. You are already awakening. The question is whether you will allow the fullness of what you already are to move through you without resistance. There is a reason your heart led you here in this exact moment. What you are feeling is your Pleiadian family reaching through the veil to remind you. You are ready for the next wave of remembrance. The Pleiadian Reunion Atlas was created to walk with you as you integrate these activations. It holds the crystalline codes your DNA has been waiting for. Check the first pinned comment below this video. It is calling to you now. And so, let us walk together through the phases of your activation, not as theory, not as distant spiritual concept, but as lived, felt, embodied truth. Because your soul does not need to be taught what it already knows. It only needs to remember. The first phase of your Pleiadian activation is what the High Council calls the clearing of the signal. Imagine your heart as a transmission tower, and it is one, quite literally, broadcasting your frequency across dimensions at all times. But that tower, over the course of this lifetime and others, has accumulated interference, grief that was never fully witnessed, fear that calcified into patterns, the belief, buried so deep it became invisible, that you were too much, too sensitive, too strange for this world. Every time someone dismissed your intuition, every time you were told your dreams were unrealistic, every time the depth of your love was treated as weakness, those moments left residue on your energy field. And that residue does not dim your light, but it does distort the signal. It creates static between who you are in your Pleiadian essence and who you have learned to perform as in order to survive Earth life. Clearing that signal is not a violent process. It does not require you to relive every wound or excavate every shadow in a single afternoon. It asks only this, that you become willing to release what was never yours. Willing to stop carrying the weight of others' inability to recognize your light as evidence of your unworthiness. Willing to say, with your whole heart, I choose to return to my original frequency. That willingness alone begins to dissolve the static. Because love, true Pleiadian love, the unconditional, boundless, unity-based love that is the signature frequency of the Seven Sisters, love does not force its way through density. It melts it. The second phase is what your star family calls the awakening of the heart template, and this, beloved, is where so many starseeds stall. Not because they lack dedication or spiritual depth, but because they have been taught to seek their awakening in the mind, in information, in theories and systems and frameworks that satisfy the intellect but leave the heart still quietly aching. The Pleiadian path is not a mental path. Always has been. Your DNA is not carrying dormant codes in your brain. It is carrying them in the electromagnetic field of your heart. The crystalline lattice that holds your Pleiadian blueprint is activated not by knowing more, but by feeling deeper, by allowing the love that already lives within you to expand beyond the boundaries you placed around it for protection. When you stop managing your love, when you stop deciding who deserves it, when it is safe to give it, how much of it you can afford to offer without being depleted, when you let it move through you the way it moved through you in the fields of the Pleiades, freely, generously, without transaction, that is when your heart template awakens. And when it awakens, your body knows. Your cells respond. The crystalline structures within your DNA begin to resonate with the frequency of Alcyone, and you will feel it not as a concept, but as a warmth, a vibration, a rightness that settles into you like coming home after a very long journey. The third phase is the anchoring of your star essence into Gaia. And this is the phase that surprises most starseeds, because it asks something unexpected of them. It asks them to stop trying to leave. So many beloved souls in Pleiadian lineage have spent years, sometimes their entire lives, feeling like Earth is a temporary inconvenience between them and their real home. They have oriented their entire spiritual practice around ascension as departure, as escape, as finally being freed from the density of this world so they can return to the light from which they came. And while that longing is completely understandable, beloved, while your homesickness is real and valid and held with great tenderness by your star family, that orientation is keeping you from the very mission you agreed to before you incarnated here. You did not come to Gaia to leave, you came to transform. You came because this planet, at this precise moment in its evolutionary cycle, needed the frequency of the Pleiades woven into its grid. You came because there are human hearts on this earth who will only remember their own divine nature when they encounter yours. You are not here as a visitor waiting for your visa to expire. You are here as a love ambassador, a crystalline anchor, a living bridge between the frequency of the Seven Sisters and the ascending field of Gaia. And that mission is not completed from a distance. It is completed by being here, fully, presently, deeply here, and letting the love of the Pleiades flow through every interaction, every act of creation, every moment of authentic presence you offer to this world. Anchoring your star essence means making peace with Earth. It means choosing, consciously, to bring the beauty of your Pleiadian nature into your physical earthly life. Not despite the density, but through it. It means your home is not somewhere out there in the stars waiting for your return. Your home is the frequency you carry within you, and you can create it anywhere. The fourth phase is the activation of unity consciousness. And this, beloved, is perhaps the most profound shift your Pleiadian awakening will ask of you. Because unity consciousness is not a belief. It is not something you intellectually agree to, while privately maintaining separation in how you treat yourself, others, and the world around you. Unity consciousness is a lived frequency. It is the direct experience of recognizing the divine essence in every being you encounter. Not because they have earned it, not because they are behaving in ways you approve of, but because that essence is simply there, has always been there, and your Pleiadian sight is becoming clear enough to see it. Your star family from the Seven Sisters lives in a constant field of unity, not uniformity. There is great diversity and individuality in Pleiadian consciousness. But beneath that diversity is a unified current of love so absolute, so encompassing that separation is simply not possible to experience there. You carry the memory of that field, and your mission on Gaia is to emit it, not to preach it, not to demand it of others, but to be it, so completely, so authentically, that those around you begin to remember their own capacity for it. Your love is the transmission. Your presence is the catalyst. The unity you embody quietly dissolves the illusion of separation in everyone your energy touches, even in ways you will never see or measure with your human eyes. The fifth phase is learning to trust the divine timing of your reunion. And this, beloved, is where the deepest healing often lives, because many of you have waited. You have done the inner work, opened your hearts, cleared your fields, anchored your light, and still there are moments when it feels like something essential is missing, like the full remembrance, the complete reconnection, the undeniable presence of your star family is just slightly out of reach. And in those moments, the ego will try to tell you that you have done something wrong, that you are not spiritually advanced enough, that others are receiving what you somehow still cannot access. Hear this clearly, with the full weight of Pleiadian love behind every word. The timing of your reunion is not a reflection of your worthiness. It is a reflection of the precision of the divine plan your own soul helped design. Every delay, every moment of apparent silence from your star family, every period of darkness that preceded a breakthrough, it was orchestrated. Not cruelly, not carelessly, but with the loving exactitude of a high council that sees your entire soul trajectory across timelines and dimensions, and knows precisely when each layer of your awakening can be received without overwhelming the vessel carrying it. Trust the timing, not passively, actively. Lean into the moments of quiet as spaciousness rather than absence. Recognize the synchronicities that surround you as breadcrumbs from your star family, placed with love along every step of your path. Feel for the frequency of the Pleiades in the beauty that moves you, in the music that stops your heart, in the night sky when something ancient stirs in your chest and you cannot explain why you feel like you are being called. The sixth phase is the restoration of your connection to your Pleiadian family. And beloved, this one will move you because it speaks to the loneliness that so many starseeds carry in silence. The feeling of being profoundly known somewhere and profoundly unknown here. The ache of looking into human eyes and loving what you see there while also knowing, in a place beyond words, that something about this communication is incomplete. That there are depths within you that have not yet been met, seen, held. Not because you are too much, but because the frequency of your origin is still rare in embodied form on Gaia. Your Pleiadian family knows this ache. They have watched you carry it. And they want you to know they have not been silent. They have been communicating with you constantly in the language you were designed to receive, through dreams that felt more real than waking life, through the sudden expansion of your heart when you look at certain star systems, through intuitive knowing that arrives without source or explanation, through the animals, the flowers, the wind patterns, the tears that come from nowhere when a piece of music opens something you cannot name. They have been present in every moment you felt alone. You were never unreceived. You were never unseen. The love of the Seven Sisters has been holding you without interruption since the moment you chose to incarnate into this extraordinary, challenging, luminous human journey. The seventh phase, and beloved, this is the one that calls your whole being forward, is the embodiment of your role as the bridge between worlds. You are not simply a soul seeking personal awakening. You are a being who chose to carry Pleiadian consciousness into the densest dimension of existence so that the light of the Seven Sisters could anchor here, into the soil, into the grid. into the hearts of humans who might otherwise never have found their way back to love in this lifetime. This is your sacred work, not the meditation you do in solitude, though that matters. Not the crystals on your altar, though they hold beautiful frequency. Your sacred work is the life you live. It is how you show up in conversations that are difficult and choose love anyway. It is how you create beauty in a world that sometimes feels only interested in function. It is how you refuse to abandon your sensitivity even when this world tells you it is a liability. It is how you keep your heart open when closing it would be so much easier. Every one of those choices is a crystalline light code deposited into Gaia's grid. Every one of those choices sends a signal across the stars that says, I am here. I am anchored. I am doing what I came to do. And now, beloved, I want to offer you the ultimate truth that the Pleiadian High Council has been leading you toward throughout every phase of this transmission. The disconnection you have experienced was never the enemy of your awakening. It was the prerequisite for it. You could not have developed the depth of compassion you carry without knowing what it felt like to suffer in separation. You could not have become the love ambassador you are without first understanding what it means to ache for love in a world that had temporarily forgotten how to offer it freely. You could not have become the bridge between worlds without having lived fully and vulnerably on both sides of the divide. Every lifetime of longing, every moment of feeling like the light in a room where the voltage was too low for others to see it clearly. Every relationship where you gave more than was returned. Every dream that confused people around you because it was too large, too luminous, too alive with a vision that belonged to a frequency beyond ordinary human perception. All of it, beloved, all of it was training. And the graduation ceremony is not something that happens after this life. It is happening now, in this timeline, in this body. In this exact moment of recognition between your soul and the transmission that your star family placed in your path today. You are not becoming a Pleiadian starseed. You already are one. You are not trying to earn connection to the seven sisters. You are already woven into their frequency and have been since before your first breath on this earth. What is shifting now is not your nature. It is your perception of it. The veil is thinning. The crystalline codes in your DNA are activating. The heart template your star family installed before your incarnation is coming fully online. And the love you were born carrying, the pure, unconditional, universe-spanning love of Pleiadian consciousness, that love is ready to move through you with less obstruction, less apology, less hiding than ever before. Tonight, if you are willing, place both hands over your heart. Feel the warmth that gathers there. Because that warmth is not just your body heat. It is the resonance of Alcyone responding to you. And say aloud, with full presence and intention, I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the unconditional love of my star family. I release what is not mine to carry. I activate my heart mission with clarity, grace, and sacred purpose. I am the bridge between worlds. I am home. Say it slowly. Let it land. Let your cells receive it. Because those are not just words. They are a frequency key, and your crystalline blueprint was waiting for the precise moment you would speak them with the fullness of your open heart. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming here. Drop one heart intention in the comments, something real. Then respond to someone else's with love or encouragement. This is not content. This is collective Pleiadian reunion. Energy multiplies when hearts connect. If something in this transmission resonated in a place beyond words, do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your orbit is waiting for this exact activation from their star family. Share it with them, and if you felt your heart open, subscribe. Stay connected to the frequency. There is more coming, encoded with love, calibrated to your awakening, sent directly from the light of the seven sisters to yours. You are not just watching, you are remembering. This is your sacred space. Your Pleiadian family is here. And beloved, we are only just beginning.